We've got a little tiny pinhole. You can't see it because I can't get the camera close enough to it. Right there. Hey guys and gals, it's Sweet Project Cars, a cool trick and affordable ways for the do-it-yourselfer. Today it's absolutely beautiful in Pensacola, Florida. It's hot already, and I think it's like 9 o'clock in the morning, and the sun is baking the skin off the side of my face already. Alright guys and gals, Sweet Project Cars here, as I said earlier. Now, we had a lot of questions over the years what silicone glue to use where on your vehicles, because a lot of people don't know. There's two different types. High temperature silicone that'll last and last and last under high temperature conditions, and then you have the regular silicone glue which will do most everything else. And you want a good one if you're working on your vehicle. You want something that will have good adhesion that you can't pull apart, but also will bear the elements that you're going to be dealing with your vehicle. And so this is a really important video. Hoolio, tell everybody where all the tools are located.
Buscar en el show más de la descripción de video para todas las herramientas.
Thank you, Julio, Cesar, Chavez, Rodriguez, Jorge, Johnson, Clint Eastwood, Silver Grizzly, and Alex Guzman. He's got a lot of names. He's on vacation again, too, just so you know. So what we're going to do is focus on down here. We've got a little tiny pinhole. You can't see it because I can't get the camera close enough to it. Right there. So what I'm going to do is, because this is a non-temp area, which I mean by this goes into our air filter box here, not very hot here. It doesn't get very hot here whatsoever. So we're going to clean it with our old 99. And you can literally fill the cracks on these here as well. If you get a crack down in the rib part, the accordion part of it. Now if you have an intake boot or a CV boot or any type of boot on your vehicle that is cracked like this, and the only reason that's cracked is because guess what? They didn't use our secret sauce 303. This would have never happened. I'm going to share with you how to repair this until you can get the money to buy a new one. It's very simple. So first thing we're going to do to fix this permanently, and it'll be stronger than the rubber itself, is we're going to clean it with 99%. Just put it on heavy, like that, and then grab your Sweet Project Cars Super Duper Air Nozzle. And I dry it off real well. Now that we've got that nice and dry, there's no grease on it. It's going to bond well. The Loctite super glue that we use is one of the best out there, and this is just to temporarily hold it until you do the next step. And all you do is put it right on the one side. That's all you got to do. Just put it here. Doesn't have to be anything special. It works so good, you're going to love it. And watch the match for this one. I like to take my super glue and touch it up to the other side like that. And all you do is hold it there 30 seconds and it'll hold just like that. Now I'll let that set for about 25-30 minutes, and then I'll come back and show you what we do next to make sure that never splits apart again. And then of course this will be covered with 303 to make sure it never cracks or separates again on us. And it's sealed up good, but here's the kicker to make sure that it never separates again on you. Now if the crack is inside the rib here, it makes it a little bit easier. Watch this. And as I said, if you put this on a intake, it's off your air intake box or wherever it may be on your vehicle, we try to refrain from putting anything inside here just to make sure nothing goes into the engine. So now we're going to use what we like and love is the Permatex only. It's like the only thing we use around here. We're going to use our Permatex black silicone. We're going to show you how to do the inside as well if it's not on an intake going into the engine. So what I do is I just go over this like that, and I put a nice heavy coat on it. And you can make it look as nice as you want. I like to have about 1/8 of an inch thick on top of this. All right, now what I'm going to do is if your crack is inside your rib, all you do is fill it up. And all you do is take this and go over it like that. And that thing will be sealed up and stronger than the rubber itself. Done. We'll let that dry about 24 hours. We can put it back into use and it will last and last and last. There you go, my friend. So we clean it good with old 99. And then we just take our plug out. And this stuff is unbelievable. And again, it will be in the tools list. You want to keep a tube of this stuff around at all times. So what I'm going to do is squeeze out just a little bit. That's all I need. We'll put this back in immediately. This stuff is a mess. If you get it on your hands, it's going to take lacquer thinner to get it off. And once it adheres, it's there. So the pinhole's right there in that web. All I have to do is that, and it's done. There's no more worries about that. Now, if I have a crack in the tube or a crack down in here, I'll use the same glue for that area. Now, let's go to a high temp area that you're going to use a different silicone glue. Now, this one here, this is another vehicle. Under the engine cover, this is a turbocharged car. This pipe here doesn't have a hole in it, but if it did have a hole in it, or one of your spark plug boots, all right, this is a distributor cap boot that's got a crack in it right there. So all I have to do is take a little bit of this right here, and I just put it on the crack. Press the two together, wipe across it like this, done. And that is saved, and it will not come apart again, and it'll take all the temperature you can throw at it. This is the stuff I'm using right here. And the problem is, I don't use very much of this, so the top of it got hard and the bottom is still fresh. So what I have to do is poke a hole in the side, like that. So now I can get it to come out. I'll set that there. We're going to clean that up with Old 99. This is your go-to cleaner. You should have a whole bunch of Old 99 around. Price keeps going up on it, just like everything else out there today. So I'm going to clean that area right there. And you got a pinhole in this tube, or you have a spark plug boot and you don't have injectors, or you have a boot on your injector that's got a crack in it. You use this stuff here. Anything really close to your engine generating a lot of heat, this is the stuff you want to use. So all I'll really do is I'll squeeze a little bit of that out, and I'll put it on the hole. Just like that. Now say again I have a spark plug boot that's cracked. I can take that spark plug boot off, take this glue, the silicone in this tube right here, high temp silicone, and this is all we use. I can put it on that spark plug boot where the crack is, glue it together, and then coat the outside of the crack, and it'll never come apart and it'll never leak. You'll never have spark jumping all over the place. So there are differences between silicone glues, and you want to make sure you use the right one. I will not have to worry about that again. If you have a vacuum line that's somewhere on your vehicle, on your transmission, and it's got a hole in it or a crack in it, use this stuff right here. In the high temperature areas, use the other silicone that we have in the tools list that I shared earlier. Use that on all your non-temp areas. Now, like this tube right here for the air cleaner, if there was a hole in that right there, I would use the other silicone on it. It's a cool area. It's not real hot. But down inside, underneath the manifold and all that, this is the stuff you want to use here. Sweet Project Cars, out.